So I have
It's
a
good
question.
afternoon, Daria, but sure.
Okay. So I have two questions. The first question is based on youth. So it's one of the questions that from your speech I have heard of many times. The first one is based on excellence. As we all know that half of the engineering graduates in India are doing the job which do not require an engineering degree. So we have, of course, we have well-reputed institutions in our country like IITs. But the problem is because of the qualities of the institution, they only select 0.01% of applications as compared to the Harvard University, which select 10 to 11% of applications. I hope you remember this is the similar words from your speech.
I'm glad you've been listening to me. Thank you, Daria.
So what is your question?
So this is the problem that you have been addressed in the speech. So what's the exact solution for it? And the second thing is that as part of the employability that we all know, when we talk to the CEOs, when we talk to the employers, they are not simply satisfied with the quality of the graduates. So they also get unemployed. What's the solution for this excellence and also in the case of unemployability? And second question is based on international relations. I don't know whether this is somewhat logical or not, that often I get questioned, even the very average students get questioned that even if you're approaching the career in your international relations, as part of your staying in a country like India, you often get questioned about the internal kind of things, what happens in India. Your country is not as much as like your democracy is being declined. Of course, international relations is affected by the kind of internal things that happen. So how do we address to those kind of questions, so please?
Okay, on your first one, I think the answer has got to be to have much more connection between academia in the engineering and technological sectors and industry, the real world. When I was minister, we passed a law for polytechnics. If you want to establish a polytechnic in India today, you will not get permission unless you have a tie-up with a real factory or industry within a 30-kilometer radius of your polytechnic. We don't want kids coming out of polytechnics having learned from 30-year-old textbooks and entering a world of work where nothing they've studied is relevant. So that's one example. We want people to be connected. In fact, we got Mr. Narayana Murthy of Infosys fame to do a study on what he called the academia-industry interface. And I believe that would be very good. Certainly in America, it's extremely common for a company to go to an engineering college or a technological institution and say, we have this idea. Do you have doctoral students or postdocs who are willing to research this and work on this project? We will give you the money for them to do that research. We will pay their scholarships and so on. And if they come up with something viable that we can manufacture and sell, your university and those students will get a percentage of the royalty. This kind of thing is very common. It doesn't exist in India. We don't tap the brains of our students. We don't have an opportunity, therefore, for students to be exposed enough to the real world of work and for employers to be fully aware of what's being taught and offered on the campuses and therefore to be able to guide students into what employers expect. We've seen Tata's and TCS and Infosys setting up entire campuses where they actually re-educate people they've just hired. It's not on-the-job training. They actually put them through remedial courses because they feel the quality of what they've learned is not good enough for them to actually face up to the real world. So I would say much more connection, including, a young girl student recommended to me once that they would love to have internships while they're still in college, tied in with places of work, so that while they're at college, they can spend 3 hours, 4 hours a day interning during the college year with a company, and the company can see what they're capable of. They can see what this kind of profession can do for them. They might like it, they may not like it, but their future is better guided. This kind of thing would be the way forward, in my view.